Robbery is a classical and intuitive crime for criminals. It has been a part of the stories of many films, books, and even video games. A character appears at a crime site and disarms the robber in one fell swoop with a sequence of just beautiful moves. While at a local bank, professional robbers break in. They quickly empty the cashier and escape, like Lupin against Sherlock. Robbery spread all around the world before I was even born, and we now live along with these threats. So now, what exactly is a robbery? Robbery is classified as a property crime, and especially a type of theft. It's basically stealing, but the differences between thefts, larcenies, and robberies are pretty subtle. Unauthorized taking, keeping, or using of someone's property with the intent to deprive them of their ownership is called a theft. If one actually carries a priceable property out of the owner's region, then theft advances to larceny, which includes shoplifting and pickpocketing. To call a larceny a robbery, one should have to take the object away from the owner with a particular force or threat of force. So we can tell that put the money in the bag thing is a robbery. But what we've seen about the robbery is just a part of it. Data say that only about 28% of the robberies occurred in the United States in 2017 are happened in public commercial locations. 16% happened in residences, 20.1% miscellaneous, and a surprising 37.2% on the streets or highways. And yes, taking something from someone at these places are also considered as robberies. This is important because we can easily misunderstand that we can always catch robbers with CCTVs or something, but sadly it's not true. Robbers commonly hide their faces, and they try not to leave any kind of evidences that might be used to find them. Suppose you are walking home and suddenly got surrounded by people wearing masks. You got robbed, but you don't remember anything to inform the cops. Will it be easy for them to find out? Maybe not. And that's why robbery doesn't get old in the criminal communities, while it's definitely an old one. FBI Uniform Crime Report for 2012 states that about 60% of the bank robbery incidents are cleared. It's still among the highest of all crimes, but a shocking 40% of the incidents are not cleared and the robbers escaped successfully. Furthermore, when it comes to unsecured residential robberies or planned street robberies, the clearance rate shows a significant amount of decrease, that the overall clearance rate of the robberies were a poor 28.1%. In 2018, the rate got slightly higher to 30.4%, but it's not very appealing. Thankfully to us, the robbery is decreasing fast so far. In 2018, the robbery rate in the United States have decreased by 12% compared to the previous year, and an astonishing 31% in 2009. Just to provide some information for you, in 2018, the state with the most robbery attacks was California with 54,326 cases, while Vermont stayed safe and still with only 78 incidents. Almost every robbery has happened in metropolitan cities, of course. Since no extreme force is needed to lay a threat to an unprepared target, robbers prefer to use no weapons but their body, or armed with a handgun or other firearms. Some used cutting instruments like knives too. Most offenders were middle-aged with age around 13, and 30 were teenagers with age around 18. Finally, men were over 5 times more likely to commit robbery than women. Since it is very hard to arrest the robbers, robbery is a static issue of every society. So U.S. Department of Justice published a guide for police about street robberies. It shows the characteristics of offenders, common victims or targets, locations and times. It distinguishes 4 certain attack methods: confrontations, blitzes, cons, and snatchings. After that, it offers 32 different responses to street robberies. I'll explain some of them to show how the police is doing so far to prevent street robberies. Offender-oriented responses are mostly searching with patrols. They look for current crimes or use intelligence to identify and target the robbers. Victim-oriented responses focus on making the common victims less vulnerable. Police launch a robbery awareness campaign to inspire people and provide additional safety to drunken people, senior citizens, or immigrants. Location-oriented responses are removing dangerous spots, installing lightings, CCTVs, and emergency call stations are common defenses. Removing hiding spots and escape routes would be helpful, since other pedestrians could have too. There are also routine-oriented responses and some risky prevention ideas too. To summarize, robbery is defined as a stripping of someone's property with force. Most robberies happen on the street, and robberies are not caught so often. Police set some responses for street robberies, which attempt to catch the robbers, protect the victims, and remove dangerous spots. That's it for today, and beware of narrow eyes on your way home. Thank you.